right. After what is it, like 5 6 weeks of this freeze that we have, most of my plants did not make it. So you got to start from scratch. You got to start from scratch, but there's always we're gonna start right here. So I already got 4 new mangoes. This one is pina colada. This time I got it much bigger, 7 gallons. So this year I will have obviously any mangoes, but I'm gonna take those off. Then over here we have ice cream mango. Ice cream mango, another 7 gallons. Looks beautiful. That's about what, 2 3 years of growth. So I'm just making up in time. Spend a little bit more money, but it's the time you gotta pay. Now this one right here is Honeykiss mango. Honeykiss mango again looks beautiful. It has pentacles and flowers already, but clearly I won't let this little tree flower. I'm gonna remove all these citrus that are here. Like I said, citrus don't do good because there's nothing on top of them protecting them, and there's really no oak trees. So I'm gonna remove these. I'm probably going to try to uproot it and plant them back over there where they have a better chance, but if they don't, they don't, whatever. So this time I'm using it just to like reset everything. And then over here I have one more mango that I bought, and it's my favorite. I'm more on the coconut and citrusy flavor of mangoes. This is orange sherbet. Orange sherbet again looks really good. 3 gallon, 2 3 gallons and 2 7 gallons. That's where I'm gonna plant them. Now, if you notice, the ones I have closer to the house, those have a more of a dwarf style growing. Over time, eventually, yes, they will grow and get big if you don't trim them, but they're not vigorous, they're not aggressive. All these right here are slow growers. I'm gonna be able to put another one over here, which is going to be probably dwarf Hawaiian or Julie, and then another one over there. So we're gonna have 1 2 3 4, and then right about here's gonna be able to another one, 5, and maybe over here another one, 6. So I'm gonna be able to have 6 mangoes in a nice row separated by 12 feet. So I'm gonna keep them again in a smaller contained manageable size. I'm not gonna let them go huge. So 12 feet by, I was thinking 10 feet. 10 feet from side and 12 feet from another side. And that will put me able to get a lot more mangoes here. So it kind of working away. See, as you see here right now, I found a sprinkler pipe. So I'm gonna move it away from there a couple feet, and then I'm gonna plant it. We dug the hole, we added more mycorrhiza. This one is not root mounded, and it's gonna be ready to be placed right in there, just like this. Again, you see, oh, oops, sorry, right here. You see, it's, I just gotta level it out and then put it soil around it. I just finished digging the hole for this next mango, and you can see the type of soils actually over here on this one. You have the top dirt, and then this is sand that was brought for the construction of the house, and then you can see the actual sand that was here, and then once you keep going down it's just straight up sand like this, sand like that. So the yellow looking one is the one that they brought, and the white one is the one they basically, what happened was they dig down to make the pool, and they threw all the sand or soil out here. So that's the type of soils that we see here. Very porous. It just goes right through. Where elevator back there, when it rains a lot, eventually ground gets saturated, and that's why the avocados did not do well. The ones that are like really back there, and I move them up front, and then it worked. So now I'm gonna do all mangoes here. All this part right here is gonna be mangoes, and up front I'm converting it to avocado. Right, ice cream mango is planted, but we're not done. Why not? Remember, you always have to remove these. Always have to remove these. Nice and careful. Always gotta remove these. There you go. Same thing over here. We have pina colada. Always gotta remove these. Remove. Now you see how it's starting to, I think it's called girdle, which means it's squeezing and won't let it grow. This one has two. Yeah, there you go. Much better now. All right, here we go. Keep planting. Okay, orange sherbet has been planted. Now this one, the top part was very lanky, so it does need support. So this support, I just put it again. See the bottom, it's loosey. You can move around. So if there's wind, the movement of the wind is what hardens up the plant. But the top part, it was all crooked. So I'm trying to straighten it out. As you see, is all new growth. All new growth. So I'm trying to kind of like retrain it to go straight. See, it goes right there. From here is where it was bent down, all the way down. So I'm trying to retrain it. So obviously this will eventually get removed, but in a couple months maybe, once the tree straighten up on its own, and then I will start loosening it up slowly so it could give it more movement, so it could swing around and straighten up. And yep, and that's how you train the tree. What we're gonna do here, I'm gonna dig a hole before I go and I remove. Up front of the property, I have Mahashinook. That is the only mango so far that has not died below the graft. So before it starts to grow and all that, I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna replant it right here. Like I said, I'm gonna move everything from the front that were mango. I'm gonna put them in the back. So Mahashinook seems to be alive. I'm gonna transplant it. Is it a good idea? I don't know, because it's probably weak, but at the same time, it doesn't have any really leaves. So maybe this is the best time to move it. Kind of like when you do bare root trees, they don't have any leaves, so it's less of a shock. And that's what I'm gonna do. Right here, we've made it to where Mahashinook is. And like I was saying, obviously the whole part on the top dying all the way down. And you see right there, right there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna check, and then you get to see the graft part. This. The graft part is right here. I can see the V, and everything coming up here seems to be Mahashinook. So I'm gonna transplant it to the back. So what I did, I cut around with the shovel. I went around just to loosen the roots, and then I started to pry it up and then slowly pull. Try to keep as many roots as you can. You see that nice root right there? Perfect. So we will replant this over there. So the hole that we made here is a little too big. So we're gonna fill it up again, lift it up, and then once it's all cut, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the top part and just leave the portion that is actually alive. All right, well, this one, I cut it now. This is where it starts to stay alive, so cut it right above it. And you always want to cut it in like a little angle, so when water comes through, it just straight down, it doesn't stay here and rot. But as you see, it wants to push a lot. This one, it's very, very, very promising. Awesome. That way I don't have to buy it now. Now, did I lose a couple years? Yeah, I lost a year easily. 2 years. So this will grow this year and I won't get anything. So following year, there's a possibility, because it's nice and thick, I will get something, but maybe even 2 years. I gotta see how fast these thicken up that it can support the fruit. Remember how big Hayden was? Well, this is what left of him. This trunk, I believe, is still alive. And the reason is, if you look from here, I see right there. You see it right there and up there. And every day I see it, it's kind of like trying to push out, push out. See, wherever there's green, it's trying to push out right there. Here. So we'll have to just wait. Now I did do a scratch test all up here, and it was all dead. So that's what I cut down. So we'll just have to wait to see if it could come back up. If not, then I'm gonna have to buy another one.